Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your source for Second Amendment news. I have Mr. Alan Rice here with me. He is a representative of Gun Owners of America. We're at the NRA show here in Indianapolis. And Mr. Rice wanted to touch base about some of their ongoing litigation, specifically the bump stock case that we're all in fervor about, as well as a case that I reported on about a year and a half ago out of Kansas, where suppressors were made inside the state boundaries of Kansas, were sold and operated legally, but a purchaser got jammed up regarding interstate transport. But I'll have Alan tell you more about that. Mr. Rice, thank you for your time.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the invite. So the case that Jared's talking about is Jeremy Kettler. He's a disabled veteran, Kansas resident. He bought a sound suppressor under the Kansas Firearms Freedom Act, which is a real simple law. It says if a firearm is made in Kansas, sold in Kansas, and doesn't leave Kansas, it's not subject to federal regulation, because the whole federal gun control scheme, from the GCA to the NFA and every other little infringement they've enacted over the years, is based on interstate commerce. If it doesn't travel interstate, the feds can't regulate it. Unfortunately, ATF doesn't see it that way. He was arrested, convicted. GOA is supporting his appeal. We applied for cert to the U.S. Supreme Court, and hopefully they'll take the case and overturn Mr. Kettler's conviction, because this is not even a firearm. It's a sound suppressor. It's a hollow tube with some baffles in it, like the muffler on your car, and ATF's treating it as the crime of the century because he didn't register it and pay his $200 tax. So hopefully we'll be successful with that, and if you'd like to support that suit, you can go to our litigation arm, Gun Owners Foundation, which is gunowners.com, and you can make a tax-deductible contribution. We'd love to have your support.
Now, I'll have links for everybody in the description, so I'll take the guessing game out of it for you. But Mr. Kettler, who purchased that, he's a disabled veteran, and he never left the state of Kansas, correct? Never
left the state of Kansas. The suppressor never left the state of Kansas. It was all within one state, and there's a state law that actually covers this right on point. That says if it's made in Kansas, stays in Kansas, doesn't leave Kansas, it's not subject to federal regulation. It's a clear states' rights issue.
All right, excellent. Well, thank you for that. Now, the one that everybody wants to hear about. Everybody out here wants to know the bump stock ban case and where the fight is regarding Gun Owners of America. Would you kindly let everybody know?
So we're in the Sixth Circuit. We applied for, we asked for, we were denied an injunction to stop the law from taking effect. If you own a bump stock, don't call me at the office and tell me. I don't want to know about it. But you can't have it. They've been illegal for about a month now. Cut it in half, take it to your local police, take it to ATF. Don't take it to the range. What's particularly horrible and egregious about this is Congress did nothing. There's been no congressional action. This was done by administrative fiat with a stroke of ATF's pen to say, if you have this piece of metal and plastic, you're now a felon, and they're treating it as if you had an unregistered machine gun. So our injunction was denied, which means the administrative action took effect. We've appealed that, and that's going to be heard next month before the Sixth Circuit, which is a federal district out in western Michigan. And we're optimistic, our lawyers are working very hard on the briefs, that we're going to get a positive outcome. We're not taking our foot off the gas. We're going to keep fighting this thing. The basic premise of the bump stock ban is if you can ban a piece of metal and plastic by administrative action, some other president, maybe even this president, could ban any semi-automatic firearm. If you take it to its logical conclusion, they could ban bolt-action rifles just like that. That cannot be allowed to stand without congressional action. We're not advocating that the Congress ban these. We're advocating that they stay legal. If anything, we'd like the Congress to step in and say the administration has overstepped its authority. But for now, we have it in the courts, and we'll see what happens next month, and we hope you'd support us.
Absolutely. And I know I speak on behalf of many of my viewers. We were very happy with how fast Gun Owners of America took action and took it right to the top. So thank you on behalf of everybody out here. There's been tons of comments in all of my videos on how much people are backing GOA and joining them. So keep doing that. Again, links will be in the description. If you want to join GOA, I'll have all that down there. So you mentioned that any other administration might be able to take this a step further, kind of like what Kamala Harris said.
Exactly. Kamala Harris is saying that if she gets elected president of the United States, she's going to take action on guns in her first 100 days in office with her pen. If this is allowed to stand, the courts are basically giving the green light to future administrations to ban guns without congressional action. It's unconstitutional, it's lawless, and it cannot be allowed to stand, and that's why we're seeking relief from the federal courts. And there's not a doubt in my mind that Kamala Harris will do it. It's not a campaign rhetoric. She'll do it. She'll go after the guns, the magazines, the ammunition, whatever she thinks she can get away with. And then it's up to us to fight back, and we're on defense. And I want to take a moment. I want to thank you, Jared, for your strong support of Gun Owners of America.
No problem.
I know you did a YouTube Live with my colleague Eric Pratt, and we really appreciate it because we're a grassroots-based organization, and we need people like you to help us get the word out to the grassroots gun owners out in YouTube land.
I appreciate it. Real quick, tell everybody where they can find you guys and if they want to chip in, and I'll have all the links, like I said, down below.
So gunowners.org is our main website, and if you want to make a contribution for any of our litigation, that would be gunowners.com, which is Gun Owners Foundation, which is our litigation arm. Basically, to sum it up, Gun Owners of America, we deal with legislation, and we're in state capitals across the country, the U.S. Congress. And Harry Reid said the NRA is bad, but Gun Owners of America is worse than bad, and we wear that as a badge of honor. And if you want to support that effort, it would be gunowners.org. If you want to support our litigation, it'd be gunowners.com.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Enjoy the show.
Thank you. You too.